Welcome back to Series C Growthonomics. This week, we will continue our discussion on campaign analytics. Last week, we spoke about brand campaigns, how to measure brand awareness and effectiveness of the brand campaigns. This week, let's deep dive into the marketing campaigns, which is downstream of the brand campaigns. The broader goal of the marketing campaigns is to push down the customers, down the marketing funnel, and define the strategies to drive sales and revenue. No, they do not directly drive sales, but they help construct a long term marketing strategy. Looking at the funnel again, which starts with awareness on top, followed by consideration, conversion, and loyalty, the marketing campaigns focus on the consideration part. To explain it in detail, let's take an example of a freemium app. Say you are the owner of the freemium app that is free to use with limited features and has a premium version that unlocks certain features for the users by purchasing a monthly or an annual subscription. Now, for such an app, the target audience for the marketing campaigns is the users in the free version and not the paid version. Through the help of the marketing campaigns, you want to ensure a seamless experience for the users, which motivates the users to consider purchasing your premium product. Here, you are not trying to convert these users to your premium offering, but just want to move the consideration metric through the marketing campaigns. With that said, I'm sure you'll be interested in knowing how to successfully run the marketing campaigns. When you talk about success, the first step is to define it. The good thing is that you already know that the metric or the KPI that you want to see a shift from the marketing campaigns is the consideration. But do you know the drivers of the consideration? For this, you should know that the users will only consider upgrading from free to premium is when they enjoy your product experience. These users are definitely more engaged. They are aware of different features of your app and use them. These users are ready to adopt to new features and they invite more users to your app. So identify which of these you think is the driver of the consideration and you want to focus through your campaign. And this driver metric becomes your success metric and helps you know the purpose of your marketing campaign. Until now, we have defined consideration as the percentage of the free users who consider using your premium features. So if these are your free users, and then the subset is the users who consider upgrading it. Another way is to define the consideration is the total potential customers who consider using your product out of those who are aware of your product. The earlier definition of the consideration applies to the internal users, but the latter applies to the potential external customers. So, for successfully running a marketing campaign, it is important to identify your target audience, whether they are internal customers or external customers, and which segment of customers these fall in. Like, for example, age segment, region segment, user type segment, etc. Now, once you have defined your success metric, the purpose of the campaign, and the target audience, the next step is to select your marketing channel. It is not just the above factors that feed into this step, but more importantly, you are interested in knowing what channels have worked for you in the past and for which type of campaigns. You can run these marketing campaigns through channels like push, emails, in app messaging, various social media platforms, etc. So, running campaigns on all these channels wouldn't be a good idea because of the high cost of running these campaigns. Hence, analysis of the campaign performance by channel helps identify the top X channels that you can use for your future campaign. Apart from these, a lot goes into the campaign planning, like generating the ideas for the campaigns creatives, and estimating the resources and the budget. And this means a huge investment of time and money. And on top of that, you never know whether your campaign will be successful or not. So this is where experimentation comes to your rescue. Say you want to improve the app engagement and you have three campaign ideas, but unsure whether they will improve the engagement or cause a churn. You want to know which of these ideas is better. In such cases, it is better to test the idea using A/B testing. In A/B testing, you create a control group and the test group with a sample of the user population. So there will be three test groups for each of the three campaigns. Now you will run the campaigns for the test groups and compare the engagement in the test groups against the control group. Along with increase in the app engagement, you should also keep an eye on the churn, which is the secondary metric. So the campaign that sees the maximum increase in the app engagement while keeping the churn the same or less is the campaign idea that you should choose for rolling out with a larger set of population. This way you can test your campaign ideas to see which is the best. And you can do the same by comparing different marketing channels, or you can test multiple campaign ideas along with the marketing channels using multivariate testing. You can refer to the mini series on experimentation and Series C Growthonomics to know more about experiments. You may find the link in the description of this video. Now, even after doing all the campaign planning and finally you're launching the campaign, the project doesn't end there. Without campaign analysis, you will not be able to know the short term and the long term impact of your campaigns. So, to realize the full potential of your campaigns, it is also important to do a campaign analysis. A mid campaign analysis helps you know whether the campaigns are running as expected or if there is an unexpected event. This way, you can tweak the campaigns in between. For example, you may realize that there are certain channels that are outperforming the others. So, you would want to adjust your channel budgets accordingly. On the other hand, a post campaign analysis helps you ensure the effectiveness of the campaign through the lift in the success metric. And talking about the success metric, we also need to track the KPI for our campaign, marketing campaigns. That is consideration. The success metric like app engagement, feature awareness, usage and adoption, and marketing engagement, among others, do act as a driver and a proxy for the consideration, but they may not always give you the complete picture. And you would be interested in explicitly measuring the consideration. Like awareness, consideration is also not something that can be measured directly through your campaign data. For external customers, you can measure it through external surveys. You can also include it as a part of the brand awareness surveys. And for the internal customers, you can measure it through the in app surveys for your existing customers. For internal customers, you may also be interested in knowing which product features they like or dislike, how likely they are going to recommend your product to their families and friends, and what prevents them or motivates them to upgrade to your premium offerings. These qualitative questions help in knowing what the users think about your product and provide great insights, not just for your marketing team, but also for your product teams. This brings me to the end of today's video on marketing campaigns. Hope you will not be able to run the marketing campaigns effectively using analytics. The marketing campaigns drive the KPI consideration, which pushes the users down the marketing funnel and brings us much more closer to revenue and the profits. In the end, that's what the business is all about, right? So next time we will talk about advertising campaigns that drive the revenue growth. Until then, happy marketing.